Hello and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to teach you what Etsy wants from you. Now, in the last 3 years on my YouTube channel, I've taught you so much about Etsy, but today I'm going to explain in a different way so that more of you understand what it takes to succeed on Etsy. The real details, the gritty stuff, it's what really matters to succeed on Etsy. And if you're watching this video, you either are succeeding, you want to succeed more, or you want to know how to start. So watch this video for the next few minutes and I'll explain exactly what you've got to do to know what Etsy wants from you. It's so simple. So let's get started. So first of all, what does Etsy want from you, right? Okay, it's sales, okay? No surprise. Etsy wants sales from you. But it doesn't just want any sales, okay? It doesn't want sales, one over here, one over there. It wants a certain type of sale, okay? So from sales, this is where we go. Sales is actually trust, okay? Sales are trust. If you sell, Etsy can trust your store against all your competitors because you're making sales and showing Etsy that you can bring money in for yourself and for Etsy. From trust, we then go deeper. So we go to the next level, which is recency. Okay? So this is really important. I've talked about this before. So recency, you don't want to have a store that's selling one item over here today, 2 days later, a completely different item, and then another day later, something else. That's no history of sales on your listings. It's all over the place. The history is very slow. Okay, so we want to be building consistent sales and regular sales across lots of items in our stores, and that creates recency. I talk about the now line. So the now line is now. Okay, so as time passes, second by second, minute by minute, are you knocking on the door of this line with all the products that you're selling? Or are you not knocking on the line? As time moves along, are you falling behind and you're only hitting a sale 4 hours ago, 8 hours ago, 2 days ago? The further you are behind the now line, the less Etsy is going to want from you. The less Etsy trusts you. You've got to be on this now line to be trustworthy. It's that simple. If you open a store, build it, and just leave it and do nothing, the views on that store will always slide to zero, always over time, because there's no trust, there's no recency on your now line. Okay, so this now line, I want you to think about this in two simple ways. Okay, so you want to give Etsy what it wants, right? And we're going to use this now line. So, recency is what Etsy wants, okay? And this is your now line. It's time now, time, okay? So, there's two ways to give Etsy what it wants. Etsy wants sales, all right? And to give Etsy sales and be recent, you've got to do these things here, right? So from the top, list more, okay? If you list more, and this is probably the first time I'm showing you this, if you list more, you are on the now line, okay? Maybe you're not on the now line for sales, okay? Maybe your last sale was here a couple of days ago, but you are on the now line for listing. You've just listed something. Etsy monitors everything in your store. It knows the stores that are active. It knows the stores that are not active. There's two sides to being recent. You can't get sales unless you start to become on the now line in store activity, things that you can do, right? Every time you publish a listing, every time you make a change and you click publish, that is you on the now line. Now think about all the stores that don't do this, right? There's so many stores out there that don't do this. They might only list once a month or once every 2 weeks. Okay, maybe it works for them. It probably doesn't though. Daily activity, constant activity puts you on the recency line and increases the chance of making sales. So listing more inside there, photos and video on your listings. Again, you've got to click publish after you've made the changes. These changes are customer facing changes. They can have a positive and a negative effect on your potential customers, right? So if we're trying to list more, improve our photos and video, then all of this is adding to the now line activity and you are more recent. You are more recent and you're hitting more constant activity on this now line of time. So as you grow, as you add photos, as you add videos and new products, I can't stress this enough, new products, okay? You need to constantly be thinking of new designs, new products, new ideas, new reasons for Etsy to come to you on the now line and for you to be relevant, okay? The more reasons you put on the now line for Etsy to look at, the better. The more likely they are to consider you. Etsy loves recency. Nobody knows exactly how Etsy monitors recency, but I would imagine it's something like a heat map. I would imagine every store has a heat map profile or something like that so that Etsy knows what's going on, right? And the hotter you are and the more activity you are, the more activity you have, the more trustworthy you're going to be. Think about a store that hasn't done anything for 6 months or 3 months or a year. It's cold. The store is cold. Literally, why would Etsy go to a store with no activity or low activity against a hotter store that's got action, that's got sales, that's got movement, loads of now line activity? It's always going to go here. It's a no-brainer, really, isn't it? If you think about 2 fast food restaurants, one by the other, one of them's got loads of customers outside eating on tables and everyone's happy. The other one has just got sort of one person sat there, and you walk up to these restaurants. Which one are you going into? Of course you're going into the hot one, the busy one, right? All of these activities in the recency and the now line are going to feed your sales. Okay, so I often talk about, you hear me talk about these things all the time, listing more, you've got to do your photos, you've got to do your video, you've got to have a plan, you've got to have a structure. This is a different way of explaining why you need to do this stuff and why it's so important to Etsy. The more you can give Etsy to chew on and consider on the now line and recency, the more chance you've got of making sales and making a success of your Etsy store. So I hope this makes sense. Tell me in the comments if this now about recency, the now line, why I keep getting you to do this stuff. Is this making sense? Let me know if this has helped you in the comments. And as always, if you want to work with me, don't wait, don't guess. The Book In Now button's coming up on your screen, which takes you to a one-to-one booking link for a free Zoom call with me so I can talk to you about how I can help you in paid consultations and mentoring to further your Etsy business. I look forward to catching you in the consultations and catching you in the comments. Cheers.